Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's Time for Coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Josh Dick. If you were a 20-something, Josh, who was interested in exploring opportunities in this industry right now, and you had just graduated from college, where would you look for those opportunities? Because I think for most of us, when we think of someone in their early 20s in the coffee industry, they're a barista or maybe they're a waiter. What are some of the more dynamic companies in this industry right now which may still be hiring?
Yeah, so I think there is a number of different levels of coffee involvement, and there's some real specialty producers that are the brands and the companies like Counterculture based in North Carolina, Intelligentsia based in Chicago, or Stumptown based in the Pacific Northwest, along with Peet's and Starbucks. Big companies that understand the coffee supply chain, maybe are going to have different positions and opportunities, everything from sourcing beans to processing, logistics, packaging, roasting, serving, and being a barista. So I think to get involved and to understand, I think a young person should really start reading the coffee trade press. There's a nice website called sprudge.com that does a good job of sharing what's going on in the industry. And maybe when they start to reopen, attending some of the regional coffee fests or coffee conferences that happen. And they're just 1 or 2 day long celebrations of coffee where people get together and try different coffees and meet each other. And I think that's a really nice way to enter the industry.
Nice. And you said that publication is called Sprudge?
Sprudge, yes. Sprudge. Sprudge.com.
Just
smart
rolls
guys
off the tongue. Yes.
Smart guys who write in a really nice way and tell a lot about the coffee industry.
Wonderful. So we did touch on this in the Espresso Shots interview. And by the way, if you're interested in learning how to break into the industry, check out show notes to see if Josh's Espresso Shots episode has already dropped. But could you just give us a broad brushstroke look at all the different types of companies that touch on the coffee industry? You mentioned some of the big coffee, I don't know if producers is the right word, but the names like Starbucks and Peet's and whatnot that actually touch the customer and deliver coffee to the customer. But what are all of the other types of companies that are related to this industry?
Yeah, there's so many. In fact, if you were to just walk into a specialty coffee shop like a Starbucks or a Peet's and look around, you'd start to recognize that somebody is supplying everyone these cups and these lids and the Java jackets that protect your hand when it gets hot. And someone is also there selling the reusable mugs and the coffee brewers and the espresso machines and the grinders and the filters. And each one of those elements. And then there's the business that I was in, the detergents for cleaning the coffee machines. And you start to look around and you see there's a really enormous ecosystem of different businesses that are supplying all the different elements necessary to brew specialty coffee at a retail environment. Go even further and you can imagine what's happening behind the scenes in a restaurant in your home. And then you have the online resellers of home equipment, brewers, filters, all of that again. So it's really a pretty extensive industry and how far it reaches and what surrounds the actual bean.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee, 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.